In the idyllic mountain town of Camas, Utah, where the peaks kiss the sky and nature exudes tranquility, a potentially murderous mystery is unfolding. This is Kouri Richins, a mother, a wife, and an author. She stands accused of a crime that will shiver the most stiffened of spines. It's a tale of love turned lethal, a plot worthy of a crime thriller, and a woman whose luxurious life will possibly come to an end with the bang of a gavel. Who is Corey Richins, and how did her fairy tale life take such a dark turn? She's presumed innocent until proven guilty, but we think you'll agree there's a strong possibility that this is absolutely criminal. Picture perfect. That's how one might describe Corey and Eric Richins. They lived in their love-addled abode in Camas, nestled against the mighty Uinta Mountains, a high and rugged range in northeastern Utah. They're part of the Rockies, and the Richins' marriage appeared similarly solid. Together they had 3 cherubic children and seemed to epitomize the American dream, whatever that means these days. Eric was a successful businessman, and Corey was a caring mother and budding author. They painted a public picture of bliss that left family and friends in admiration of their relations. But behind closed doors, as so often happens, secrets festered, and a sinister plot was allegedly afoot. March 3rd and 4th, 2022, on the fateful night of Eric's death, the echoes of Corey's distressed 911 call filled the Richins' home. She claimed to have found Eric lifeless, his life's flame mysteriously extinguished by an unseen force. She claimed to have performed CPR on her expiring spouse, but cops would later say there was no evidence of a resuscitation attempt. When asked where Eric kept his medications, police documents quote her as saying, "The maid just puts them in random places," and she had no idea where his meds were. Although Corey contended her husband had a pain pill addiction, friends and family said they never noticed any addictive behavior. This would later be corroborated by law enforcement. But according to Corey's account, their evening had been a celebration of a successful business deal, marked by a toast with a seemingly innocent Moscow mule. But as the medical examiner would later reveal, the drink was a mule of a different type. Eric's system was overrun with an unwelcome and lethal payload. Coursing through his veins was fentanyl, a synthetic opiate 50 to 100 times more potent than morphine. That means a potentially fatal dose of the drug is measured in micrograms. But in Corey's case, the opiate may have just been the opening act. An anonymous tipster told police that she had asked for something else, the Michael Jackson stuff. This is an apparent reference to propofol, the powerful anesthetic implicated in the untimely death of the King of Pop. Either her drug dealer was out of stock, or one of them got their narcotics crossed. No propofol was found at the scene. The devil, as they say, is in the details, and Corey's caper is no different. One of the most damning pieces of evidence in Eric's toxicology report revealing a lethal dose of fentanyl in his system. Another piece of the puzzle emerged that further thickens the plot. The life insurance policy, of course. In January of 2022, Corey is accused of making a bold move. She allegedly removed Eric's business partner as the beneficiary of their joint life insurance policy. This would have left Corey as the sole recipient of any impending payout. Police say the plan Corey concocted, if successful, would have netted her $3.6 million. But as you might suspect, mistakes were made. Unknown to his wishful wife, Eric suspected her malicious machinations and made efforts to checkmate her most recent moves. He transferred the home and all personal assets, including his masonry business, into a trust under the sole control of his sisters. As far as Corey knew, according to their prenup, she would seamlessly inherit Eric's modest empire. It was allegedly reason enough to off the supposed love of her life. Eric could never have suspected that the document he signed on June 15, 2013, was not only his wedding certificate, it was his own death warrant. There were several incidents that apparently made Eric view his wife through a different lens. Eric's sister said he called her a few years ago when he was on vacation in Greece. He said a drink Corey served him later made him violently ill. The sibling quoted Eric as saying he believed his wife was trying to kill him. More recently, Eric suffered an allergic reaction on Valentine's Day in 2022 after consuming a Corey-cooked meal. He broke out in hives and had to use an EpiPen. Then, there's the alleged drug dealer, a shadowy figure who crawled up from the underworld to snitch on Corey's supposed dealings. According to the pusher man, Corey made not one, but two $900 purchases of fentanyl. That, my friends, is a shitload of dope. If the bagman is to be believed, where did these drugs end up? After Eric's untimely demise, Corey donned the persona of a grieving widow, channeling her unbearable pain into a children's book called Are You With Me? It was meant to be a poignant tale to help her children navigate their father's loss. The book, which some say is filled with tender illustrations and heartwarming prose, was lauded by many who were left teary-eyed and filled with admiration for the supposed bereaved author. It was during a local television interview about her book, just weeks before her arrest, that Corey's demeanor would be scrutinized.
Kouri Richins to share her 3 C's to helping kids cope with grief.
So my husband passed away unexpectedly last year. So it's March 4th was a 1-year anniversary for us, and he was 39. It completely took us all by shock. My kids and I kind of wrote this book on the different emotions and grieving processes that we've experienced last year.
Corey's predicament bears a striking resemblance to another infamous figure, Nancy Crampton Brophy, a self-proclaimed romance novelist from Oregon. She penned a chilling essay titled How to Murder Your Husband, and conveniently for law enforcement, she went on to do just that. At this point in human history, it's difficult to tell whether art imitates life or life imitates art. We happen to have done a whole episode on the fascinating and shocking case of Nancy Brophy, and you can watch it with the link on your screen now or later in the description below. Let us know in the comments if you think Corey is as devious as Nancy. While you're there, please hit thumbs up if you really like us, and subscribe and set your notification bell to all so you never miss a show. Check out our designs at absolutelycriminal.com. You can look like a crime nerd and support our channel at the same time. Okay, enough about us. Back to our story. In the aftermath of Eric's death, a bitter estate dispute erupted between Corey and Eric's loved ones. Money, an age-old motive for murder, suddenly cast a new light on the new widow. Was she grieving or merely greedy? As the veil of deception lifted, more incriminating evidence surfaced, casting Corey in a less than flattering light. Eric's parents, siblings, and friends were already shattered by his sudden death when they found themselves grappling with a horrifying thought. Would their daughter-in-law, their sister-in-law, their friend be a calculated killer? Although statistically uncommon, Corey's alleged crimes are unfortunately far from unique. History is littered with tales of lethal ladies and their unsuspecting hubbies. Take, for instance, Mary Ann Cotton, the infamous British murderess who poisoned 3 husbands and 11 of her 13 children with arsenic in the 19th century. There's also the more recent case of Stacy Castor, a woman from good old America who was convicted of fatally poisoning her husband with antifreeze. It seems that when love sours, some women don't just break hearts, they shatter lives. Corey now awaits her court date, her fate hanging in the balance. Judge Richard Mrazek has a set detention hearing for May 19th. She is facing state felony charges in the 3rd District Court in Utah. If Kouri is convicted, she faces a future behind the cold iron bars of Utah State Prison, a far cry from her picturesque mountain home. The Utah State Prison is an imposing fortress, a place where the freedom of the wide-open Utah plains is but a distant memory. Here, Kouri may eventually find herself contemplating her life choices within the confines of her concrete cubicle. Her only companions will be the haunting echoes of her past and the grim reality of her present and future. The only question is, will she die in prison or as a free woman? In our complicated and fast-paced world, things are rarely as they seem. The shadows often hide secrets, the smiles often mask sorrow, and innocence can sometimes be a carefully crafted facade. For more felonious females, keep it right here on Absolutely Criminal. Here's the Nancy Brophy episode, 2 women who killed with antifreeze, and 2 ladies who conspired to off their pop. If you still haven't subscribed but made it this far, just click on our black and red logo and we'll sign you up. Now, where is that husband of mine?